Tonight, the world watching President Trump. The president declares Syria has crossed more than a red line, that Assad has crossed several lines. On the world stage, the president says his position on Assad, on Syria, has changed after seeing the images of the families, the children, the victims of the chemical attack. Will the U.S. take action? Martha Raddatz standing by. Also tonight, the shakeup. The president's top strategist, Steve Bannon, removed from his post on President Trump's National Security Council. At this hour, we're also watching the severe storms, the tornado watches and warnings across several states. 60 million Americans in the path, the flood watches right into the Northeast. The F-16 crash, how the pilot barely avoided a suburban American neighborhood. And tonight, 4 dozen advertisers have now pulled their ads from the O'Reilly factor as President Trump defends the Fox host, Bill O'Reilly.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with President Trump in front of the world on Syria, on Bashar al-Assad, on the apparent chemical attack that killed so many families and children. The president today condemning the horrific attack, killing dozens in Syria, calling it, quote, an affront to humanity, saying his attitude toward Syria has changed very much. The graphic images seen around the world, more than 80 men, women, and children dying. Those who did survive gasping for air, hosed off. What the world was waiting for next was word from President Trump, how he will handle this. Will the U.S. act? And tonight you will hear what he said. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Welcoming the King of Jordan to the White House, the president firmly condemned the chemical weapons attack in Syria, placing the blame squarely on the Syrian government.
It is a terrible affront to humanity, I can tell you, terrible.
And later at a joint press conference in the Rose Garden, he suggested there should be retaliation.
These heinous actions by the Assad regime cannot be tolerated.
In the past, again and again, Donald Trump said the U.S. should not get involved, tweeting, "Syria is not our problem," when President Obama proposed protecting civilians. And after Assad's massive chemical weapons attack in 2013, he tweeted, "Do not attack Syria, fix USA," adding, "If you do, many bad things will happen, and from that fight, the U.S. gets nothing." But now the president says these horrific images have changed his views on the Assad regime. Innocent civilians suffering from this week's attack. More than 80 dead. Here a father clutches his twin 9-month-old babies. Both killed.
Well, I do change, and I am flexible, and I'm proud of that flexibility. And I will tell you that attack on children yesterday had a big impact on me. Big impact. And it's very, very possible, and I will tell you it's already happened, that my attitude toward Syria and Assad has changed very much.
Trump blames President Obama for the humanitarian crisis, but acknowledges it's now his challenge to solve.
I now have responsibility, and I will have that responsibility and carry it very proudly. I will tell you that. It is now my responsibility.
Can I just quickly ask you if the chemical attack crosses a red line for you?
It crossed a lot of lines for me. When you kill innocent children, innocent babies, little babies, with a chemical gas that is so lethal, people were shocked to hear what gas it was. That crosses many, many lines, beyond a red line, many, many lines.
But he gave no indication of what he may do.
Well, one of the things I think you've noticed about me is militarily, I don't like to say where I'm going and what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm doing anything one way or the other, but I'm certainly not going to be telling you.
Today, King Abdullah made it clear the world is looking to President Trump.
I believe under your leadership, we will be able to unravel this very complicated situation.
And the president, while again blaming his predecessor, is promising to take action.
The world is a mess. I inherited a mess. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it.
And John Karl with us tonight live at the White House. And John, the president made it clear he won't say what he's going to do, but do we have any kind of timeline for possible action here?
White House officials say this is very high on the agenda. In fact, the president himself chaired a meeting of his National Security Council today here at the White House on the chemical weapons attack. But David, no timeline yet for a response.
All right, John Carl leading us off. John, thank you. We just heard President Trump saying their Syria crossed not only a red line, but several lines. We also saw UN Ambassador Nikki Haley today holding up pictures saying if the UN doesn't act, the U.S. may have to.
How many more children have to die before Russia cares? The United States sees yesterday's attack as a disgrace at the highest level, an assurance that humanity means nothing to the Syrian government. When the United Nations consistently fails in its duty to act collectively, there are times in the life of states that we are compelled to take our own action.
So I want to bring in our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, with us tonight. You heard, Martha, the president there saying his attitude toward Syria has changed. And we just heard Ambassador Haley saying at times we are, quote, compelled to take our own action. For Americans at home tonight wondering what is going to happen, what next?
Well, I think what we have to look at, David, is what is the goal here? Do they want to prevent further attacks? Do they just want to punish? Or do they want to get rid of Bashar al-Assad? We don't know. In 2013, there were an array of airstrikes possible at that time when President Obama said they crossed the red line. They didn't use them. They still have that intelligence. But most of those chemical weapons, the stockpiles are gone. So the chemical weapons used here were hidden. This is much more difficult.
And as we heard, they met with the national security team today. Martha, thank you. All of this playing out tonight amid a shakeup on President Trump's National Security Council. The president's chief political strategist, Steve Bannon, has now been removed from the National Security Council. What's behind the move? Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
At the White House today, a staff shakeup. President Trump reversing his controversial decision to put his chief strategist, Steve Bannon, on the National Security Council. Bannon's presence on that council drew harsh criticism. A lightning rod, his right-wing views on nationalism and Islam no secret.
It's pretty dark here in Europe right now, but there's something actually much darker, and that is Islam.
When the president added Bannon to the Principals Committee, he also excluded key military and intelligence officials and was accused of favoring politics over national security experience. Today's restructuring largely due to the growing influence of National Security Advisor General H.R. McMaster, who took on the job after Michael Flynn was fired after just 24 days. The military and intelligence leaders initially excluded, now restored to their permanent seats on the council. Vice President Mike Pence saying today, quote, "This is just a natural evolution to ensure the National Security Council is organized in a way that best serves the president in resolving and making those difficult decisions." White House officials say McMaster and Bannon share the same philosophy and vision, and there was no longer a need for Bannon on the council. They say Bannon has not been demoted. As this news was breaking, the president in the Oval Office with the New York Times, talking about what he called one of the big stories of our time. It involves President Obama's National Security Advisor, Susan Rice, and her acknowledgement that she asked to know the identities of Americans picked up by surveillance, a process known as unmasking. Sources telling ABC News that in some cases they were the names of Trump campaign and transition officials caught up in surveillance as the intelligence community investigated Russia's election meddling. Rice denied leaking any names.
I leaked nothing to nobody and never have and never would.
And Rice says she simply needed to know the names in order to understand the significance of the intelligence reports she was reading.
We can't be passive consumers of this information and do our jobs effectively to protect the American people.
But today, asked by the New York Times if Rice committed a crime, President Trump said, quote, "Do I think? Yes, I think." So far, there is no evidence of a crime. And Democrats say this is all a distraction from the investigation into whether Team Trump colluded with the Russians.
That my impression is I wouldn't be surprised after all of this is said and done that some people end up in jail.
And Cecilia Vega with us live from the White House. And Cecilia, President Trump, of course, has now accused President Obama of wiretapping him. And as you just reported there, he now says Susan Rice may have committed a crime. What is she saying tonight?
Well, David, a spokeswoman for Rice tells us, quote, "I'm not going to dignify the president's ludicrous charge with a comment." We also know now that members of both the House and Senate Intelligence Committees have questions for Rice, and they would like her to testify before their panels. David.
Cecilia Vega with us again tonight. Thank you, Cecilia. We turn now to another firestorm, this one involving Fox News host Bill O'Reilly. And tonight, President Trump is defending him. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Caution, you are about to enter the no spin zone.
As the embattled star of Fox News faces a firestorm over alleged sexual harassment, the president is coming to his defense. In an interview with the New York Times, President Trump said, "I think he's a person I know well. He is a good person." Fox News is facing growing calls to fire O'Reilly. Nearly 50 companies have pulled their ads from his show since it was reported the network and O'Reilly paid 5 women almost $13 million in settlements over claims of sexual harassment or other inappropriate behavior. The president also says, "Personally, I think he shouldn't have settled because you should have taken it all the way. I don't think Bill did anything wrong." It's not the first time he's defended a Fox titan. Last summer, when former CEO Roger Ailes faced multiple allegations of sexual harassment, candidate Trump defended his friend.
They're saying these horrible things about him. It's very sad, because he's a very good person.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
But just a month before the election, it was Trump under fire for that infamous Access Hollywood tape where he talked about groping women.
I'm not going to play too much of it because it's crude guy talk.
Candidate Trump then gave O'Reilly the first interview in the wake of that explosive tape.
Well, first of all, locker room talk, and most people have heard it before.
Candidate Trump apologized for the remarks, but more than a dozen women then came forward accusing him of inappropriate sexual advances and groping, allegations he's denied. O'Reilly has not mentioned the allegations against him on his show, but in a statement over the weekend, he said his fame makes him a target, and so he has to put to rest any controversies to spare his children. President Trump's defense of O'Reilly comes just days after the president acknowledged April as Sexual Assault and Awareness Month. David?
Lindsay, thank you. Next tonight, here the new tornado threats at this hour from Indiana all the way down to Florida. 60 million Americans bracing for possible twisters and large hail and flood watches right up into the Northeast. A confirmed EF2 tornado tearing across Goodman, Missouri on the ground for about 20 minutes. A high-risk alert issued for parts of the South tonight, the entire system pushing its way east. ABC's Steve Osinsami is in Atlanta, where they are bracing for dangerous weather tonight.
Families in the deep South tonight are facing an emergency, from swiftwater rescues at flooded streets in Atlanta,
a big tornado,
to this tornado in western Georgia. Farms were torn apart, mobile homes destroyed.
The top on the home house started peeling off, so we knew it was a very serious storm.
At the Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta, it wasn't safe to stay out on the greens.
We are asking you to evacuate the grounds.
In neighborhoods across the region, tornado sirens are blaring. The flash floods are rising. It's going to be a long night for nearly 60 million Americans.
You need to be careful. This is a very dangerous situation you're coming into.
North of Atlanta, lightning struck several homes and set them on fire.
The homeowner told me it sounded like a stick of dynamite going off.
This family won't be able to stay here tonight.
I've seen a lot of lightning strikes, but I've never seen them hit this close.
This same storm hurled an EF2 tornado at the kind people of Goodman, Missouri. Winds as high as 120 miles an hour hit a fire station and tore apart the elementary school. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt.
Stunning images of that school. Steve with us live from Atlanta. This is not over yet. And Steve, a brand new tornado watch just issued for the metro area there?
Yes, David, it just came in. A brand new tornado watch for the entire Atlanta metro area until 10 p.m. tonight. And talk about a story hitting close to home. This is my neighborhood. The street is blocked. Power crews are out here trying to clear the road that leads to my house and restore power to this entire neighborhood. David?
Well, we're certainly glad you're okay. We're thinking about your neighbors tonight, Steve, and everyone really across the South. Rob with us now tracking this, and it's not just the South. This is moving eastward as we speak.
Such a large, such a dynamic system, David. A huge area under the gun. Let's get right to it. There you go. Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, in a particularly dangerous situation in that spot there. That's a rare issuance, and the radar lit up, more storms firing, but it goes into continuous Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, and it pushes off towards the east tomorrow into the mid-Atlantic. That's where the severe storms are going to be, the coastal mid-Atlantic. And the snow on the backside of this and big-time rain across the northeast where flood watches are posted. It looks to be a big mess through tomorrow as well, David.
All right, tracking it through tomorrow for us, Rob. Thank you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday, the F-16 crash. How the pilot barely avoided a suburban American neighborhood, and the stunning images there, parachuting. He did survive. The manhunt underway tonight, 2 inmates authorities call dangerous. How they think the pair may have escaped and where they're looking. And then, of course, the ad outrage you likely read about today. And tonight, the new development coming in here, why Pepsi is now pulling the controversial ad and is now apologizing. Back in a moment.
Needles. Essential for him, but maybe not for people with rheumatoid arthritis, because there are options, like an unjection. Xeljanz XR, a once-daily pill for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz XR can reduce pain, swelling, and joint damage, even without methotrexate. Xeljanz XR can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, and other cancers have happened. Don't start Xeljanz XR if you have an infection, tears in the